discretion is advised.
Happy Monday. You are listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 116. Until I think the guess here is July 19th, we are in patch 6.2.4. Tonight we are going to be talking about the latest Q&A with the questing developer, Craig. What you can do before Legion, since pre-patch is right around the corner, and PWNCAST is giving away a BlizzCon ticket. It's actually going to be a 3-day contest, and we'll talk about that and much, much more, so stay right here.
In the World of Warcraft trade chat, troll-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Azeroth, the dedicated players who call out these asshats are members of the elite squad known as the PWNCAST podcast. These are their story.
Welcome back. I guess it's, that time. We all know what time it is. Do I mute? Do I unmute? Do I let you guys hear them? Do they speak now, or do they forever hold their peace? It's always these moments where I just feel like I want to connect one-on-one with you guys, kind of without, the penises. But then I remember that I only have fun with the penises, so we're going to go ahead and unmute.
Go.
There's so many places we can go there, and it's not even worth it.
I did bring all the Riders of Rohan with us today, which is great to have everybody here. I did bring I'm going to punch you in the face.
I caught it. It's in the door, and I haven't caught that one yet. Look, I got him.
You stole my segment, Lycan. Stop it.
I will mute anybody that talks about it. I did bring the DK who literally caused an unholy aura during important meetings.
Whoa. What do you mean an unholy aura?
I don't know.
I told
that for what it's worth.
I told the truth. So first of all, you broke your first roll. And I remember after the meeting was, please do not walk out of this meeting and start discussing this with anybody else. So now you just taken it and opened up the entire world.
I did break the cardinal rule. I did.
Good job. So we had to introduce yourself, and I felt like I was an alcoholic, and we're going around and introducing everybody. And I said, so my backstory is that she got me kicked out of a progressive rating guild. She kicked me off the RBG teams. She kicked me off RBG2 team that I was running, supposedly, that I never even got off the ground. Not only that, but she kicked me off the PDQ. She's limited my access to the Facebook page. I don't do jack shit except sit here and look beautiful.
All I hear is Q, 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 Q. That's
it's like
all
this.
I hear. The world's
I know.
violin.
Can you hear that?
So but playing with Tiny Cock or playing a Tiny Violet?
I mean...
Both. It's both. Here's
so,
both.
In the interest of full disclosure, Lycan's not inaccurate in any of the events he just told. He's 100% accurate. I can't even defend my actions. Nor would I want to, but there's a reason for everything. Nothing is what it seems.
Yeah, and it all started back with her going, well, why don't you just bring a tune over and start playing on Argenton? Because, all the riders have to be here, and you have to play. And that's how she's gotten all four of us.
I never said that it was like a requirement. So let's,
You never required it, but you really, really, really suggested it.
What?
True. That's valid.
I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse.
Oh, the smoker voice.
That got really awkward really quickly. That
was my best Godfather impression. I'm sorry.
All right, just do us a favor and just go ahead and never do that again.
Okay. That was a little disturbing. I did also bring the shaman whose astral recall keeps him in the Goldshire Inn. Huge bloke. That's your business. I'm not trying to put it out there. I'm just saying I've seen you.
I was going to say, I'm quite surprised that you just threw that out there in the public. Look, I may from time to time venture to the Goldshire's.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a dabbling.
But is your name Pwn Daddy when you go there? Because I know a certain individual who shall not be named, Lycan, who calls himself Pwn Daddy.
Yeah. No, one night.
Oh, one night.
That was a fun night, too.
I had a druid bear that went in there, and apparently Donkey Schlong got banned after about 10 minutes.
That is a different type of RP, and I don't really know if I'm...
I'm practicing what I preach. I'm trying all the things. I don't agree with them, but I'll try them.
I might not be ready for all that. That's a lot of.
See, I can't concentrate right now.
It's a lot of.
Ew.
It's a lot of skin. I did. Damn it! I did also bring the monk whose pickup line is "Would you like the gift of the serpent?" Gemma Banks.
Oh,
On a scale from 1 to America, how free are you?
We're not really free. Free is an illusion.
Oh,
It's something we put on a bumper sticker, but that's not what it means.
Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Hey.
How you are single is just beyond understanding. I don't even know how you're single. Ladies,
You would
You guys are like Google. You're like Google. You're everything I'm searching for.
oh my.
Oh, this
That is
motherfucker.
horrible.
Well then, alrighty
No,
then.
I actually said that line to a girl at work. I go, from a scale of 1 to America, how free are you? She goes, I'm married, so South Korea. I was like, whoa, that's
So
pretty good,
that's
actually.
how you got the restraining order. Now it all makes sense.
I'm not allowed back. I'm
Now
done.
is that the same place that told you not to make jokes?
Yeah. They're like, you gotta stop joking around.
You know it's
Jim."
really bad when your company tells you you're no longer allowed to make jokes. I did also bring the priest whose shadow fiend apparently lasts longer than he does. Secret sauce.
Yes. It's always being casted, just like earlier for the past 40 minutes.
I just need to say that the intros are only good because Aja does them.
I was just-
Literally.
Aja did-
You
way too
always
much
know
time
when
on
it's
that.
her because they're super creative and she has the ability to be able to take like each of your guys' like spells and stuff and make them into something funny. I'm
Funny or
creative, but
pervy?
I'm a different kind of creative. So she does a really
Funny
good job.
or pervy?
Well, I think
Both.
I think creativity and perv kind of walk that same line of duality,
Did you say
maybe.
or perv?
Perv.
Pervy.
Not perp as if we're gonna go commit a B&E, like
No, I was thinking
Same.
of
We're not?
perpaderp.
oh
They're
I
fun,
love
but are not recommended.
right. And you got to make sure you have a proper getaway driver when you're committing said B&E. And you need to make sure that you're not driving a car that has problems to make sure that it starts. I'm not saying that there's been a precedence for this conversation. I'm just saying these are things, if you're going to do something, you should do them all the way. So,
I'll drive, guys.
So my free rascal is not going to cut it.
no, I don't think.
Okay.
Maybe if we give it more power, I'm thinking perhaps, possibly. But the way it currently is, probably not. So there isn't a whole lot of different WoW news outside of they did announce the end of the PvP season. Everybody who pays attention to Blizzard, we already know they give 2 weeks for the end of PvP season for you to get in there and do what you need to do. It was announced that it was ending July 19th. Guess what that means? Pre-patch July 19th. Guess that means we were right when we said July 19th like 2 months ago. So the good news is Blizzard being predictable, we know that it's going to be the 19th for the pre-patch. Boy, is that exciting, right? I think we're ready. I think it's time. Some things to note regarding the pre-patch. You need to make sure that you're aware that all your class changes are happening for the pre-patch. So the new way of playing is going to be implemented. The no glyphs, where you'll be able to glyph spells. We'll talk about that in another show. But all that's going to be, the appearance tab is going to be implemented. They're taking out a lot of things. So we're going to go over a kind of a pre-Legion checklist, and then we'll go round robin and have each of you kind of give what you think people should check off their list before Legion to get in there and get that done. But really before pre-patch, which is really important because a lot of things are going to be changing. So with that, I need to pull up my list of what's actually being removed. Let's see. Well, this is really before Legion launch, so we all know that the Moose mount is going bye-bye, right? So you need to get your friendship Moose on, go tell a friend, phone a friend, call a friend, be a friend. And
At least it's lasted until the end of, right before the game launches, so.
yeah, because a lot of people are going to need it, because if they're coming back for pre-patch, which you guys all know, we're going to be doing the events for leading up to Legion, right? The Demon Invasion, the Weird Whispers that I never really understood in beta are going to be happening, and then some other things leading up to that. But it's really important that you guys understand, if you're collecting your MOG stuff, you want to continue to do that up until pre-patch, because once the new appearance tab happens, you can then have that, and then you'll be able to get rid of it once the new appearance tab is in play. Then you'll be able to get rid of it. You just have to hold on to it for a little bit longer, because remember, if you don't have that, you're not going to have it in the appearance tab. But before we get into anything further, how about each of you give us something you think people should be prepared for before pre-patch and Legion in general? Like, we can start with you.
Start with me. Remedy's actually made a good point in there to sell all your crap that you have left over. I know I've been hoarding a lot of mats.
Thought you were going to say meth. I'm not going to lie.
Well, that too, but that's downstairs in the basement next to the kerosene.
There you go.
But yeah, everything that I've been hoarding up to right now, like I've got so many damn engineering parts and parts that I should be selling just to upgrade weapons and things like that. That's really the big thing that I need to be worried about, because other than that, I've got most, and it's not tooting my own horn, but I've got most of the stuff done. I mean, I'm sitting at almost 22,000 achievement points. I've got all the questing done. I know some of the garrison invasion stuff I haven't finished up yet, and I believe probably those mounts are going to be going away whenever that comes into Legion. But try to finish up all your achievements that you haven't gone around and done. Get your lore master, get all your this way, because as soon as you get Lore Master, you'll automatically have just about every one of the transmog items out there. And you'll actually get that achievement. There's a couple other achievements for that as well. So, yeah, that's my biggest suggestion.
Awesome. Bloke with your fine Crocodile Dundee hat, what are your pre-patch, pre-Legion recommendations?
Come on. Damn it. I was trying to get him to
I thought you were just nodding in agreement at me. I didn't know.
The Warlord title, of course, because once that's gone forever. The Colosseum titles, just start anything that's going to be removed from the game. Especially, there's two fine examples there, but then you got the different mounts. You've got the arena PvP season mount is about to disappear on the 19th. So anything that's about to be removed from the game, and there's a list on the PWNCAST Daily Quest site that can help you narrow that down and sort of fine tune it. Like I mentioned, the other one, the challenge quest, challenge modes. They're all getting taken out. Mm-hmm. Garrisons, same thing. That Garrisons is something that I'm working on at the moment, because apparently I just forgot to get around to doing the platinum invasions. But that would be my suggestion. Besides selling everything, just jump on it, get in it, get it done.
For sure.
Empty your banks and get your shit ready.
What about you, Gemma Banks? What are you gonna be recommending for people to?
Well, if you've kept it real like myself, make sure if you have not got flying yet, do not get it. You don't need it. You're moving on to the next expansion. Who needs to fly? But things that I'm actually doing is just try to get as much gold as possible. This is probably the richest. It is the richest expansion we've ever been in. Continue to send out those treasure hunters. Get rid of all your mats, like previously said, and just enjoy. I don't have any real tips. Just enjoy the game. Enjoy the expansion. Of course, if you're a PvPer, get your arena wins in. Get 10 to 20 a day if you have to before it's over, because we don't want to hear about you complaining you didn't have time because you had a whole season, right? So, just keep it real.
That was not what I thought you were going to say, but I mean...
Or actually, I've gotten a lot of comments about buying and selling pets, a lot more than I thought. So selling is not the time right now. Buy them up. Buy up these Draenor. I don't know how much Ore Eaters are going for, but I looked at those Garrison companion pets I mentioned last week, and Argent Dawn was cheaper. There was none to be seen on BlackRock. So, look through your auction houses and buy your Frostwolf Ghost Pups, your specific
your left
Draenor
sharks.
pets. Hey, if they're $5 a pop like they were the other day, I bought 10 of them. I mean, enjoy the expansion. You know what I mean? Maybe even just get mentally prepared to just go crazy when Legion comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Secret Sauce. What about you, sir?
Well, I mean, pretty much everyone covered everything for the most part. Challenge modes, again, they suck. Might as well get them done if you can. Silver was rough, so gold is going to be way worse. And it's just based on comp. Archaeology. There's no one on servers right now. So basically, yeah, you could. It's boring. It's a lot of achievement points, a ton of achievement points to be honest with you. I mean, there's some pretty neat stuff you can get out of it. BOAs just for transmog purposes. Level professions, go fishing. I mean, everything's available to you on my server. It's dead. So, but then again, I don't do anything except stay in my garrison, like Bell does. So all I do is make gold. So
did anybody else
yeah,
hear
that's
that,
pretty
or
much.
was it just me? It was just me.
What? My chair?
There, when somebody hosts, I forgot to turn off the audio alerts, and it's the "You're My Ambassador" Aquan, the Jerry Maguire with Kuba thing.
Okay, yeah. But
Show me the
That
podcast.
DDoS the show
Okay.
just a little bit. I apologize for those of you listening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ethan, for hosting us. That was really awful. I
It was
don't.
awful that he shared
I know why it's doing it, so but I can't do anything about it. So because if I do, I'll just wait till another time. But until then, we're going to be getting those alerts, and I apologize.
Another thing too, and I don't know if you're going to go over this though or not, but if you don't have the BOA trinkets from the Mythic Dungeons, there are 5 of them. They are really nice trinkets that will
They don't
scale
drop.
up. They do drop. They never drop for me. I got a Grondtooth Warhorn the other night, but I know Saber Saturn or Saber Satan, whatever she wants to go by. We call her Richard. Richard, actually, I ran a bunch of them with her, and I think all 5 of them dropped in the 5 mythics that we ran. So if you haven't gotten them, you only have 8 lockouts until they're completely gone.
okay.
That's only 8 lockouts from including tonight until they're absolutely gone, and you can never get these again. And they're nice trinkets that will scale up to 110 for you. So definitely go out and look for them as well.
I've ran plenty of mythics on secret. They don't drop.
You can run
He's
with me.
lying, people.
No, I'm dead serious.
Lucky
Yeah,
to
I'll
draw.
go with you.
I
I'm
got
just
the
lazy and-
Grondtooth the other night, and that's the only one I ever got.
Can I be that guy that forgot to say something because he didn't read the show notes? I apologize, Bell. Hey, PvP pet battlers. Some pets will be nerfed as well. So if you want to rack up some PvP pet battle wins, especially in the last pet battle bonus event we'll be having before Legion, which is I think on the 16th it starts, go whoop some butt with some of the powerful teams.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
here's some things that you should do even before Legion, which the pre-patch is a good. Some of these things you can do before the pre-patch or even after, because it's just pre-Legion stuff. There's a lot of considerations, and we've talked about it several episodes leading up to the things that you want to make sure that you've taken into consideration. So you want to make sure that you're dumping your mats, right? You want to make sure that you're putting those in the auction house. People are buying them, so you want to take advantage of selling them. That's what we have the garrisons for. Tons of mats all day long, 24 hours a day, 24/7. Take advantage of that. We talked about leveraging your other alts garrisons to be able to purchase those mats to also resell them so that you can make that money. You're not going to use your garrison resources after Legion. Might as well get rid of them. So if you're hoarding them, go to your trade post in your garrison and buy, sumptuous fur. Sell that. Whatever your specific... Bloke's hat is really distracting. I'm like a cat. Like literally, I just.
You know those little metal ball things where they click on one side and they do that?
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, even I'm going cross-eyed just watching them.
I was like a cat right there for like I saw in my mind's eye. I started.
So they don't do that, but I can't help it.
But you want to pay attention to what's the hot item on your server, right? Typically, there'll be a specific herb that's a higher price than others. So when you're using your garrison resources to purchase your trade posts from other alts and to send them to your main, if that's your your auction main, you want to make sure you're paying attention to what's buying and selling on your server. So there's going to need to be just a little bit of look as far as that's concerned. Naturally, you want to make sure you get your PvP fix out of the way because you're not going to be able to be doing anything rated once Legion hits, because I think, if I remember correctly, it's usually I want to say it's a couple weeks into the expansion before the season's launch. So there's going to be some downtime for you to progress and do your artifact weapon and do all your stuff, but you want to get everything.
I think it's like a
PvP.
month.
Yeah, I recall
That's
last
probably accurate.
expansion it was like a month before that was a thing. You want to make sure any achievements that are personal to you that you know you're not going to be able to have time to do in Legion, take the time to do them now. Get them out of the way, especially achievements that aren't going to be there that are granting titles that are being removed. So you want to make sure that you do that, which, as Bloke had said, we do have a pre-Legion checklist, courtesy of Flash U from the PDQ. It's up there, which is where I'm getting this information from. Also, farming old content. Those are going to be nerfed, guys. The gold and the stuff that you used to get from those are getting nerfed. So you want to make sure you take advantage now. Just get that bankroll up so you have money for your WoW tokens, since everybody's going to be coming back to resub pre-patch, resub Legion. Go in there and do all your old content. You're not doing anything else. Everybody says they're bored. Take advantage of having that downtime, because here in about a month and a half, you're not going to have downtime. There's so much to do in Legion that I promise there's not going to be a moment of downtime. Do all your collecting. As Lycan had said, with Lore Master, you'll get a lot of your transmog items. Just make sure you keep them until pre-patch, when the appearance tab, then you can ditch them, because they'll be in your tab forever once you have them. So take advantage, guys, because you're gonna be able to have every freaking piece of gear. Go do questing to get that gear. Do your research. There's several websites, there's add-ons that will tell you what gear comes from where, so you can go to that and make sure you have it. And then that way it's at the ready. All your cloth wearers will have everything they need. Also, a consideration is doing your crafting. So right now, Hexweave is the biggest bag. Right now there's lots of Hexweave in the auction house, right? If you're like me, I probably have about 4K Hexweave cloth, because I do it every day. And I don't do anything with the cloth, I just make bags for guildies. With that Hexweave, because they're not doing another bigger slot bag, right? That's going to be it. How many people unsubbed during Warlords of Draenor? How many people didn't even come to Warlords of Draenor? How many people played a week of Warlords of Draenor and decided it wasn't for them? Warlords of Draenor, we saw a huge decline, bigger than it ever had been. Yep. You can only imagine these guys are going to come back. Jim told you guys about pets, right? Left Shark, Cinder Kitten, these things that happened during this expansion that people didn't play. That's going to be a hot ticket item, because that's there. Those Hexweave bags, they might not be going much for now. Take advantage of your tailor. Make all those bags and then sell them after the expansion launches. Take advantage of having that so that you can make that money. This goes for any profession where the need will be for people who miss this expansion. That's really kind of what you're gearing this towards. Or people that just forgot, or people that maybe they swapped professions and they didn't use the tailor anymore. Whatever the case may be, take advantage and do all your crafting. Use all your primal spirits. Those are probably just sitting in there because you get them for everything. Take advantage, ditch them, use them. Even if you don't sell anything this expansion, always wait and hold it, because a lot of those items will be good for a lot of different reasons. It could be people leveling alts, since the leveling's changing. Just take advantage and do all that. So if you go to that PDQ article, she did a really good job of breaking down some really cool achievements that you guys could strive for. Those of you that are warlocks, you are going to need to get a water strider, so you need to make sure you start working on that now. Unfortunately, as of this moment in beta, there is no Glyph of Nightmares, which means I can't walk on water with my Dreadsteed. I have to go and do all the things with the people to be able to get my water strider, because a lot of stuff in Legion is water. So if you don't have no problem with that. If you don't have a water mount and you're not a DK and you're not a shaman, you need to go and do the things to make sure you get a water strider. And if you're a warlock, you really need to do it. It might be something they plan on adding and they just haven't, but as of this moment, there's no Glyph of Nightmares.
There's always something, isn't it? Oh no, they nerfed
and
us.
I'm totally not complaining about that at all.
We can't fill Steve on water.
I'm not complaining about that at all. I just know that I tried to walk on water and I was like, why isn't this working? And then I realized there's no glyph for it. So they have a lot of the other visual glyphs for the warlock, but that one is not in there. So I don't think that we're going to be able to walk on water. Whatever, they could be commies, it doesn't matter. I don't even need to walk on water. I roll with shamans and DKs all day long, right? I don't even need that. Just saying.
I'm not going to cast Path of Ice for you at all.
Why?
I'm just gonna watch you walk and try to walk on the water.
So hateful.
Smoke on the wall.
I'll go 100 yards away, cast ice, and then come back.
Also, level your alts that are not 100. If you have alts sitting there, level them, and I'm going to tell you why. Everything for these classes is amazing in Legion. And this is not me kissing Blizzard's ass. This is literally reality. I've been living my life in beta. The last 3 months I've lived in beta. It's amazing.
Sure have.
You're going to want these artifact weapons on classes you don't play for visual effects. You're going to want these class halls to just have a change of scenery from the main class that you play. Take advantage of this downtime and level your alts to 100 so that way when Legion hits and you've leveled your main, you can then easily, with ease, jump into that content on your alts. Take advantage. You're not doing anything. Nothing's happening. You're just sitting there. Go level them. Get a buddy. Phone a friend. Buy one if you have to. I'm not saying that we're okay with you purchasing, there's no real PC way to say it, so I'm just not going to say it. But if you got to buy a buddy, dude.
You just dug an asshole there, didn't you?
Just buy a buddy. They're for sale, I'm sure. If you need a buddy, call one of us. We'll level with you.
Isn't that against terms and conditions, buying friends?
Is it, though?
I don't know. I'm just joking.
For profit? I mean...
We're a non-profit organization.
We are not.
There's plenty of websites that will do it for you.
Plenty of fish. FarmersMeat.com. Christian Mingle.
What the?
There's a whole list of them. But go level. Get your alts up. You're going to want to experience this content with other classes because some of the stuff. I'm going to be Brewmaster and I don't even tank, but I really want the Brewmaster artifact weapon. So there's going to be a lot of classes that I will play just because I want to be able to have, I want that class hall. I want to be able to have that weapon. I want to be able to have all the bells and whistles that go on there. So you really, you want to make sure you take advantage of that. With their catch-up mechanic for when your main, when you swap from your main spec to a secondary spec to acquire a second weapon, they have great catch-up mechanics so it doesn't feel like you're doing all this work on one weapon and then like I'm on Destro, let's say I decide I want to play Demo, I don't have to do as much work because there's...
Why not Affliction?
That spec doesn't exist in my bubble, okay? In my bubble, there's no...
If you rent a prostitute for an hour just to play WoW, is that really illegal?
If there's no penetration, it's not illegal.
See?
That's what I was going to say.
If it's consensual.
Yeah, it'd be
legal.
Perfect.
Let's start renting.
You're not really selling a good or service in that regard, I guess.
Well, you're renting them for an hour. It's their body, but...
So confused right now.
I'm a little dicey on what the law is, per se. And moreover, I don't even know why it's illegal, because it's your body. But whatever, I'm not here to lobby for all of that, guys. This is for another...
You don't pay taxes.
They could pay taxes, though. I know many smart people that could pay taxes if they wanted to. Vegas has it all figured out. There's parts in Vegas where it's legal, and they just mandate it. You have a clean card. Here, I'm clean. Here's my card that proves I'm clean.
There you go.
Anyway, we derailed.
Yeah,
seriously.
Don't say.
I don't. So make sure you guys go to the PDQ and you check out the pre-Legion checklist because it's amazing and it's going to tell you all the things that you need to know. And the article was actually posted on July 8th. So if you're looking for it, it's literally called the pre-Legion checklist. It's a really good thing. You might even see some stuff there that you didn't think about previously. So, guys... Who watched the questing Q&A with my man, Greg?
Ooh! I didn't.
I work. So.
A little bit.
So he reminds me very much of Celestalon, right? I feel like they could be twins, right? I just think they have around about the same hair color. He's one of my favorites as far as the developers, just for personality's sake, and he's really clear with his responses. So the developer Q&A, this was basically, he's the lead quest designer. So he's the guy that makes you kill 30 boar to loot one, boar heart, right? That's his engineer.
He's the one that makes us dig through shit, isn't he?
Basically. Which Blizzard's obsession with poop is just taking it to a whole new low. Two things I want to tell you, and you'll find this extremely funny. So me and Remedy, we go to Suramar, and I have to do this quest, and in the water, they were called poop. They were poop catchers was the name of the goblin. What was it called? Remedy will remember.
Sounds awful.
It was a something poop pilfer or something, and it was really a poop pilfer, I think is what it was called. POOP, guys, I'm not joking. It was the poop pilfer, which was so
existed.
Weird.
The Dalaran tournament in beta. There's
It was so bizarre. Then, in this zoo, which
Oh,
if you
handler.
guys go to the YouTube channel, I uploaded the Suramar City Menagerie, which is not what me and Jim thought it was. Still pets, but it wasn't what me and Jim thought. Me and Jim actually thought that it was like a pet menagerie, like for pet battles. But it's an actual zoo inside the center of Suramar City, which is beautiful. But in the cage where the lions are, there's little steaming piles of poop.
At the Dalaran tournament where the new pet battle area is, I went off to the side and there's literally nothing there, and then you look to the side and there's this huge pile of poo with a shovel in it.
So poop handler.
I would almost be
That's what they
disappointed
were
if
called.
they didn't have poop in the game, though. It's like every expansion they've had some kind of poop quest line or poop joke or whatever else. If they didn't do it in this one, I would be very disappointed.
Right.
Well, that's what I was
Now
going to say.
it would be a reason to
They should
unsub folks.
They should poop as you're flying. Just
That's so weird.
Is it Blizzard that's obsessed with poop, or is it us?
We
Blizzard.
noticed it, so that's actually a good conundrum. Actually,
It might be Craig.
it might be. It might be Holinka. We don't really know. We don't know if there's any cross interdepartmental speak regarding poo, but it was called a poop handler. That's right. It was the poop handler. And I was like, what the heck is this? I was freaking out. And he's like, you have to go deep into the ocean to be able to do the quest. And I'm like, I'm not going near something named a poop handler. Like, it's just not. Belle, she doesn't like to be around poop, let alone the poop handler in the ocean.
Does he drop any poop? after
No,
you
unfortunately,
kill
there
him?
was no poop droppings per se.
It's
That
dumb.
Yeah, that was a little
What's
disappointing.
been
That would have
handled?
just made my
been
day.
handled.
Yeah,
But
but
they
he
did
probably has
put
like a
crispy
little
bacon.
knapsack, and he probably like puts it in.
Crispy bacon is now in there, which might be the cause of poop. I
What?
don't really know if there's a correlation between crispy bacon and pooping, but perhaps Bloke was very excited this week when he figured
a
out
food
that
you
there
can
was
craft?
crispy bacon. Yeah, it's going to be,
Fuck yeah, I was.
yeah, it's food you can
This whole
eat.
bag is gonna be bacon.
No, I guarantee you there's going to be at least one of my olds is just going to have nothing but bags full of bacon and a whole bank full of bacon, and I'm just going to sit and storm in and be like, bacon for all, praise the Lord.
So awkward. So let's talk about some of the stuff that they went over with the developer Q&A. So let's see. Will the class order hall changes as new patches arrive be similar to how the shipyard was added? The patch time frame will have an additional quest line for the order hall. As Ian talked about, the WoW team is interested in delivering strong patches to react to what the game needs over time. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about that because they did say they don't want shorter expansions, right? They thought they did it first, and then they realized that that's not possible. In order to be able to keep giving us good things, you can't have shorter expansions. You need to just draw your content out in waves, right? Miss Pandaria, they gave us kind of everything right away, and then we were like, well, what the fuck? We're sitting here for a year and a half. What are we doing? We're killing Garrosh for 12 months. That's literally what we're doing. So they've talked about how they want to space out the patches, and the important content progressing through Legion will be added in that regard. So they're taking a different
That's
approach.
how it used to be.
Yeah, and that's how it really should be. I mean, that
Yeah, it should
really,
always
I
be
don't
that
want
way.
a new expansion every 5 minutes. I want more added to an expansion if I love it, right? I know I'm going to love Legion because I've been living in Legion. I'm so excited. I can't even tell people. So many people are so negative that they're like, you're just saying that. I promise I'm the first one to tell Blizzard to fuck off. No joke. But they've really done a beautiful thing with Legion.
And someone's probably watching it from Blizzard, and they heard you say that.
But then they know that means something,
Yeah.
right? When I'm
Yeah, you're
willing
being
to
legit.
say that I'm the first to have an issue, I'm a gamer, I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to have an issue. But if I'm telling you you're going to love this expansion, I'm not trying to kiss anybody's ass. I'm telling you that Blizzard has done a great job. Not everything is awesome, guys. There's always going to be a couple things that are not the bee's knees. But overall, I can't. You guys have seen the YouTube. I can't say enough about it. With that being said, that is something that they want to gear towards is beefier patches. Stringing them out, not doing, a month and then a patch, and then a month and then a patch. Giving you enough content in that patch to be able to string it out and people not get bored. So them taking the world first achievements out is part of that process. And I know that there's some of us that don't agree, right? I think it does suck for people who are interested in doing that, and it sucks for them. But I do understand the divine purpose because they want people to flow through this content in a natural order and not be done with this content in a week because they've been 24 hours a day trying to clear whole raids, whole tiers, whole dungeons. They want to really make sure people are pacing themselves and taking their time. You don't have to do all the things at once. So I think that that's going into Legion, I realized that was really what that was about. I don't think I understood it at first when we first talked about it, and I remember Hots was so mad. Remember, we totally made him rage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I couldn't even imagine, like...
That's not hard, though.
No,
what did it take? It took 40-some weeks for them to down Molten Core, and then now it's within 2-3 weeks, they're downing Mythic bosses, and it's...
That's what I'm saying, like...
Yeah.
But those are the top players that are doing it.
But they're also the top. They're
players
also
back
the
then,
guilds.
too.
There are also a lot of guilds in because they follow suit. Every guild wants to be the next big thing. Every guild wants to be the next method. They want to be the next Midwinter. So it made it where not only were the pros doing it, but the non-pros who were aspiring to be that were doing it also.
The tryhards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see an issue with that.
It's not necessarily an issue. It's just you're not experiencing the content because you're racing to finish it for an achievement or to break records per se, instead of really just enjoying your experience,
Your
right?
game,
Enjoying
yeah.
your
Yeah, but the people on that level are gonna go for that anyway. They're still gonna try.
absolutely.
You're right.
I didn't think they
You're
needed
right.
to take it out for any reason. I'm not gonna get all like Hots, but I didn't see any reason to really take it out.
And
to
then
be
we
honest.
talked about that too, that's not going to be a deciding factor. These guys are still going to do it, but is it going to mean as much because they don't get that worldwide
get that
accolade?
feat of strength,
They're not
yeah.
going to get that feat of strength, so it's the motivation is slightly dwindled as to why somebody would do that. But if you're that kind of motivator, I'm all for it. If that's your get down, your sub, you play how you want to play. That's your money.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate them trying
Cat has
to.
just made a good point about it. Like, people are still going to do it anyway, and I still see it now. Like, a lot of guilds are still competing. They're using things like guild ox and guild rankings and stuff like that. While they're not official per se, they're not recognised. There's no achievement or anything like that. It's all about EPing and big dick assidus. Like, it's all about bragging rights and going, well, according to this website, my guild was the first one to down
Stay off
Mythic
the porn
so-and-so.
websites. When you download them, they're viruses.
I don't know, man, I've got Red Tree playing on the other screen. It's kind of throwing me off now, but
So you have a Mac.
it's all about bragging rights. Like, people are still going to do it. They've just taken away that sort of incentive and motivation for more people to do it. So they're minimising the impact of it, which, man, I'm all for. I always hated them. I didn't think they were a great idea, so I'm quite happy to see them removed. Sorry, Cody.
There's reasons why I like them and reasons why I don't. So I don't have really a dog in the fight per se, but I see both sides of it, I guess you could say. I see kind of I see both sides of the coin, and good and bad in both directions.
If people want to blitz the content and get to the end and be the first in the world to do it, all for them. More so if they've got that kind of time and resources to be able to do that and dedicate 24/7 until they get that done. I'm quite envious of that. But
What a life, right?
I know for me it's not a style of play that I'm even remotely interested in. Like, I prefer to take my time, enjoy it, and actually get sucked into the story and the areas and the characters and things like that.
I'm
Which
impatient.
I think is ultimately what they were trying to do is make the same sort of thing they were doing with flying, is forcing people to slow down a bit,
Enjoy
and
the gun.
appreciate the work that they've just spent 4 years working on this expansion. Slow people down, make them actually pay attention and look around and see the work that you've just worked on.
These maps, though, people are not even going to cry about not having flying. They're so freaking pretty. When we did the Soromar, me and Remedies, I literally was in awe. If you heard me, you would have thought that a porn was happening, because every new visual, like, I was so just in awe of I mean,
How did it sound?
I'm gonna just get all emotional, but
Yeah,
literally,
I was going to ask, but it was
so
good to get
beautiful.
kind of.
Which we're gonna show some of that. Nate has some awesome
Oh, good job.
Excuse me.
I mean, Lycan. Sorry, I almost went.
You
back.
guys are fail.
Shit. He's gonna
Whatever.
He's
She's
gonna
only
be
been
I've
giving
been calling
some.
him Optimus for a week because of those bloody headphones. But
He's gonna be giving some Nightborn lore along with a beautiful visual of some parts of Suramar City, which is inside Suramar. So freaking pretty. But with the questing, artifact respecking, there's an NPC that allows you to respec, but it's expensive. It comes from the same power used to unlock new traits. Eventually you will unlock all the traits as well. So you will be able to, you can acquire artifact weapon for every single spec, right? So you'll be able to do that. You can change your spec. What's wrong?
Nothing.
He doesn't like his colors.
You just keep going right ahead there.
Look, see that? See that?
You do look a little bit radioactive.
See that? It matches. Shush.
There you go.
I just saw him looking around like this. I'm like, oh yeah, he's looking for Decepticons right now.
I don't even.
Pew, pew.
Look at his face. He's like, I hate everybody right now.
I'm turning the face rig on.
So, formal explanation about artifact knowledge. So he did give a pretty lengthy explanation about artifact knowledge. It increases, so artifact knowledge increases the rate at which you gain artifact power in the world. I can attest to this because I went through this earlier. I actually gained artifact knowledge and I increased it by like a 0.5%. to where I get that artifact power. Now, I've seen that in the dungeons, and I don't know if that's mixed, but I know that like at the end of a dungeon run, I have like a million little badges for 10 artifact power. I can also tell you that the more you buy with your artifact, the more expensive each trait is. I'm up to 6,000 artifact power for my each trait, and it's...
The next one is 6,000?
So,
No.
no, but like after, like I think I want to say I have like 13 traits unlocked. So with each trait purchase, the next trait or the next
Is more expensive. Yeah, as it should be.
I'm already up to 6,000. Now they did ask him in this Q&A, how long do you expect before a person will max out an artifact weapon? All the knowledge, all the traits, all the ranks, top item level. He said we expect it to take 3 or 4 months. So they're expecting, a good, and he, of course, that's open to people who grind it out 24/7 or who have the means to be able to put into it. But
I was going to say that's until someone finds a way to break it like they always do.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure somebody will. But I think that that's an exciting time to be a WoW player, to have something to really work towards that you're not just handed to, right? They're not just going to give you the original artifact weapon, but all the other, the visual augmentations that you need to get to it, there's content that you'll need to complete and achievements and things that you'll need to unlock to be able to get that. I think that this is a time where the time of nothing to do is almost over, where they've really put a lot of thought into different, and there's so many different things that you can do even outside of the artifact weapon. So they talked about the questing having a personal experience to your class and to your spec. I think that's awesome. We talked about, your artifact weapon quest, acquisition quest is going to be different. I know, Jimmy, you did the Brewmaster, and then I think you're working on the heals now, right? Did you already get the weapon for the heals?
Yeah, no, it basically makes you get it doesn't make you, but like I think after 92, the next quest to get the next weapon for the other specialization is there. So before I dinged 110, I had all 3 of the weapons for heals, tank, and DPS. So it kind of made me chuckle. It's supposed to be this prestigious weapon, and you've got all 3 of them by max level. So I recommend also doing that, because every time I got the new weapon, I got 2 more champions in my order hall. I don't know if it's called order hall, but it's like a garrison. Yeah, it's a garrison within, or missions within your order hall.
There's a great video about that. I did a great video on that on the YouTube channel, on breaking down what it is, what you get, your followers, your recruitment, all that.
So even like someone like Belle, who doesn't want to do affliction because she's so diehard for her specific class, it almost is like, hey, you may not want to play affliction permanently, but you should really go get your affliction weapon because you want these 2 special warlock champions, right? They're all, for the monk, I got like Shen Stormstout, Lili, Taranzu, the Monkey King.
And they are class specific. So my champions, which is what they're champions / followers, but champions I think is the word we like to use because it sounds cool. My champion is a warlock, and he's on a dread steed. He is kind of annoying, but my warlock's quite powerful, actually. And
they fight with you. You can assign them while you're questing.
Remedy's is kind of derpy because Remedy's champion was not helping him at all. Literally, like he's like, I'm going back to my hall and I'm dismissing him because he's literally a derp. But I mean,
was he running Shadow Priest or?
No, I think he might have been holy. Pretty sure he was holy because I was DPS. I don't remember, but if it wasn't for Remedy, I wouldn't be able to have done a lot of these videos because he's my bodyguard. So
I won't mention the DK ones, but if you play DK, there are some really badass characters that you're gonna want to go get all 3 specs. If I say who they are, then that actually is like some major spoiler alerts. And
did I?
It is all. No, you're fine. The
Good
DK
job.
ones, though, if I have to mention some of the DK ones, it would be bad. there would be like riots everywhere that I would spoil it. So
Yeah.
definitely want to get all 3 of them on that as well.
Millions of nerds would come out of their dungeons and roll their faces across the keyboards together.
No one plays monk, so no one cares.
We did. I did a trait and relic breakdown on the artifact weapon on the YouTube. I also did the class order hall missions and what that means, and also leveling your, increasing your upgrading your order hall and the different things that you can be able to acquire. Obviously, I did it on the warlock, but you'll be able to get the basic idea of what you can do. Also, your recruitment, I did a really good breakdown there. More videos to come. I'm not even halfway done with what needs to be covered. But
since Remedies is your bodyguard for the DitchCon party, he should get you to sing the bodyguard song.
oh, that's it.
That was I Love You.
I don't even know if anybody could ever even sing that song outside of Adam Sandler. He did a really stellar job in Bulletproof, of course, singing that. But I'm the only one that see that movie. Nobody else has seen Bulletproof.
Damon Wayans, Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Just embarrassing. So I think the
Made you
overall
pain.
feel, we quested quite a bit. I'm working on a quest guide for the PDQ that's going to break down each quest with screenshots and all that stuff. But in questing, we talked about one of the things that we really enjoyed in the questing experience is if I was doing High Mountain and he was doing Asuna, if we both decided we wanted to go to another map like Stormheim, we could both go to that map regardless of the level, and we could be able to pick up the questing together and be able to do that regardless of the level. I think that is probably my favorite feature in the questing process. I'm not really a quester because questing is annoying to me, only because I don't have any patience, right? And that's like Jimma's super patient because he's a pet battler. I think you have to have a lot of patience when you're a pet battler because I like to click, 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 click and do things right now. I don't want to have to wait and do stuff. So I enjoyed going through the questing. I didn't read the quests because I didn't want to, I just did it because I needed to do these things. But I enjoyed the experience of being able to him go to another map for a little while, or me level on my own because he left, like me and Jimma leveled. And then the next day I picked it right back up with Remedy on a different map with no issue because we both got the quest, the starting quest. So there's no level cap for each map with the exception of Suramar. You don't want to go there unless you're 110, guys. That is literally a city built for fucking death until you've gotten the quest to mask yourself. Even masked, you're still going to die a million times if you don't pay attention because there's a little guy that will find you. But
That's funny because you sent me the video that on the Suramar city that you did. I want to go look at some of this stuff myself. I'm a level 102, 103. So I jump off a Dalaran, get on my little glider, and I fly right into the downtown Suramar city. And as soon as I land, I was dead in a second.
Yeah,
it is not a fun place.
And even once you're maxed out, this is not going to be a just roam free type of area. These guys hurt if you're not in a group, and even if you're in a group, these guys hurt. There's
it's like the elite groups.
Yeah, and there's a quest that you'll get that will mask you, so it'll turn you into a Nightborn, which it'll work anytime you're in the city. But there'll always be these specific guards. I think they're called the Observis, where they'll be able to detect you. So it's basically a lot of sneaking around. Which in the video, I did cut out 2 parts that I died because I went running around the corner.
Just 2?
Okay, there was more than that, but I was running around the corner and didn't realize it, and I died. But that is, outside of Suramar, all these other maps are open. It doesn't matter what level you are. You can go in the quest. The original quest line will be there for you to get started. So Suramar is the only exception. Please do not go there without an adult because it's bad. So questing.
Well, you didn't go there with an adult.
He was more of an adult than me. So really, in the Q&A, to be perfectly honest with you, it was nothing we didn't already tell you. Most of the stuff we already talked about over the course of the last couple shows. Make sure you watch the video. There isn't really a whole lot that we need to go over because honestly, I've already covered most of this on the YouTube. We've talked about it in our adventures in beta, and the PDQs covered it. So not too much here that you really need to be concerned about. So I think it's time to hand it on over to Lycan.
Yes.
For this beautiful Suramar city. So there's Suramar, and then inside of Suramar city. To me, it reminded me of a little bit of Rivendell. Remedy said it reminded him of Gondor, like a mix of Rivendell and Gondor. I literally just blown away. Now, I had to cut a lot of this video because it's approximately an hour and a half to explore the entire... And this is a city within a map, right? So you have Suramar, and then you have Suramar City. So much awesome. They have boat rides, which I'm going to flip that
Were
over
they
to
romantic?
the video. They are romantic. You boys will probably want to check this out while Lycan's giving you some background and lore on Suramar City. So Lycan, I'm going to mute. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. Suramar City.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I got to turn it down. Sorry. They weren't going to be able to hear you, so I had to turn the video down. I forgot it had sound. You're good. Crap.
All right. I'm just joking.
Okay. I was like, crap. What did I do? What a troll!
Suramar City. It is the city of night. Is the capital city of the zone by the same name. The city was once the home of actually Tyrande Whisperin and Malfurion and Illidan Stormrage. This is a city that they grew up. The city is ruled by the Nightborn. And these are ancient night elves that protected themselves from the Sundering by erecting a magical bear. The Temple Balloon that was housed there is also now known as the Tomb of Sargeras. So there's a lot of things that is going on just in the city itself. So, Tyrande, sorry. So, where to start? How about the Nightborn? These are ancient night elves ruled by Elisande that were separated from the rest of the night elves during the Great Sundering. They fought a major battle against the Legion after Sargeras' failed attempt to make it through the Well of Eternity. Still feeling that deep connection to the arcane, though, and the powers that the Well of Eternity had granted them, the Nightborn created a new well called the Night Well. Over the last 10,000 years, however, the Night Well evolved these night elves into what we see today. Their power is directly linked to the Night Well, and distancing themselves from it causes them to lose their powers that they have. The Nightborn's body will actually begin to wither down and change into something called the Night Fallen. This is a lesser version. They're still able to go back and drink from the well, which I'll get into here in a second, but they do start losing a lot of their powers, and you can see a physical change. The Nightborns drink a substance called the Arc Wine. Now, this is an actual liquid from the Night Well, and it is the way they utilize their power from within. If you recall, though, it was absolutely forbidden for anyone to drink waters from the Well of Eternity. Kind of like what Illidan did, if you go back to the Well of Eternity instance, because it would cause some unknown reactions. Well, the Nightborn didn't heed this warning, and they threw caution to the wind. They are now, for lack of a better term, addicted to the Arc Wine. If the Nightborn aren't able to drink the Arc Wine, they become, again, the Night Fallen. But even worse, they can degrade even further to become something called the Withered. I think of them as sort of the counterpart to the Pale Orcs that we encounter on Draenor. And these were the orcs that failed to become shamans and lost their connection to the elements. Now, once they've reached this dried husk of a sentient being, there is no chance of a recovery. The Nightborn remained in their protective dome they had created and believed that the rest of the world had just fallen to the Legion. They had become completely dependent on the Night Well for their existence. Now, some will argue that this dependency is not an addiction. For me, it's potato. The Night Well shrouded the city in perpetual darkness and has become corrupted over many millennia. With it becoming corrupted, though, their leader, Grand Magistress Elisande, felt they had no choice but to lower the dome eventually and surrender to Gul'dan. Many of the inhabitants weren't happy about this going on and being occupied by the Legion, but they're too afraid to rebel against them. You see, the Nightborn know that doing so may have themselves killed, or even worse, removed from access from the Night Well. Essentially, most would rather serve and die than become a Withered. There is a resistance that is forming within the city, and you'll encounter them in Legion as you go ahead and quest through that. Another notable location within the Suramar is the Tomb of Sargeras, and it's actually, if you look at the city, it's right off of it. This is something I've spoken on, but not at great lengths before. The tomb is actually located on the remnants of the Temple of Elune. and was used by the Guardian of Agewind to contain the Avatar of Sargeras. This was after the battle that Agewind had fought with Sargeras, when she defeated him with a single spell, where she thought she had defeated him. When, in all reality, this is where the whole fetal possession term that we use on PWNCAST refers to. The tomb was sent to the bottom of the sea after the Sundering, but was raised later by Gul'dan. This is the first Gul'dan, though, not the one from the alternate universe. Gul'dan had thought that the power contained inside would turn him into a god. He eventually led his entire army to the tomb, and this happens with the whole fall of Lordaeron and as all that is going on. When he entered it, though, he was torn to shreds by the Guardians within the tomb. There's an ominous tale of the Guardians from the book Beyond the Dark Portal, and it's just a real quick quip that I like to read, and it says, the creature was so tall that it was forced to hunch within the room beyond. Its skin was scaled and covered with bumps and seemed to ripple, as if the surface were fluid like water. Spikes jutted from the shoulders, the forearms, the chest, and various other places. The overlong arms ended in huge hands with long claws. The face was too narrow at the bottom and too wide at the top, with slanting eyes that glowed smoky, rolling yellow, with a tiny mouth that somehow filled with an insane number of razor-sharp teeth, and a long tail whipped around behind it. Nobody's 100% sure if this is the Naga that they were talking about, and Naga that was guarding them. It sounds like it to me, but I'm sure we'll find out here as we venture further within the city and also the tomb. In the city, there is something called a pillar of creation called the Eye of Amenthul. It is located within with Grand Magistrates Elisand inside the Nighthold. Now, the Nighthold is a raid instance that we will see. And if I'm not mistaken, the Nighthold was once called the Eternal Palace. It was the home of Queen Ashara, and it overlooked the Well of Eternity. The Nighthold is also a place that you actually enter through the archways, which is kind of like a catacomb system underneath the city itself. These tunnels have vast ley lines that run through it, and is crucial in actually making the Arc wine, although it's not completely 100% sure on why it's crucial. The Eye of Amenthul has changed a few inhabitants of the Nighthold and are worth mentioning. Now, the first is the chronomatic anomaly. It truly empowers and embodies what the power of the Eye of Amenthul has. The Eye is said to have the power over time itself. Now, if we remember back to where the Bronze Dragon fight, they were charged in keeping the timelines in order. The Pillar actually has the power to change time. The next boss you actually encounter there is directly involved with the Eye is the Grand Magistrix, I don't even know how to say it, Magistrix Elisand herself. She is the penultimate boss of this raid. She used the Eye of Amenthul to create the Nightwell and protect her people from Legion. Now, she used the Eye to attack her enemies, and she actually joins up with the Legion. There is one other boss in this raid that utilizes the Eye, but not to spoil anything for those who don't want to know, I'm not going to mention his or her name here. So the Eye and the Nighthold play a very big part in what Suramar City is. Another little tidbit of lore that we should know about that goes along with Suramar City is who the Sisters of Elune are. This is the oldest of the Night Elf religions. This actually predates the Keldora and everything like that. They're dedicated to worship the moon goddess Elune. There are several theories out there who Elune actually is. Now, the three that I'm going to go over, she is rumored to be a Naru. Velen actually told Tyran that Elune may possibly be a Naru with the ability to bestow great holy power. That's one of the theories that is out there. The next theory is that Elune is an old god. Now, before everybody freaks out, let's break it down real quick. She assisted the Night Elves, and they have a common phrase that if you ever listen to them, this is, I heed the voice of Elune. This is similar to the whispers of Gog-Saron. Also take into consideration, Cthulhu changed the Akir into Karaji. Enzoth changed the Night Elves into the Naga. And if the stories are true about the Night Elves, Elune may have changed the trolls into who the Night Elves are. So there's a big argument right now, and it's a possibility that she might be an old god, but I think there's another possibility out there. The final possibility of the true nature of who Elune really is that she is in fact a Titan. If this is true, then we know that Titans no longer exist in body form and are now inhabiting the Keepers. Here's the deal, and I'm going to try to do this without giving away too many spoilers because there is a major spoiler in this quest line, and I really don't want to give it away. And you experience this actually in Val'sharah, but it has to play into what's going on in Suramar City. As you progress through Legion, a very important event happens. We have to kill a notable character that gets corrupted. This, I'm going to call it a being, has been around since right after the creation of Azeroth and has been a very integral part in the formation of the world itself. This being dies, and we receive an item called the Tears of Elune, which is labeled as a Titan relic. Not a holy relic, but a Titan relic. So, we're going through all this, and we're talking about these pillars of creation. And again, every zone has a pillar of creation, basically. But I think the most important is the one that we find in Suramar City. When you go through Legion, you're going to encounter that term quite a lot. And there's 5 pillars of creation right now. There's I'm going to pronounce this wrong, the Aegis of Agrimar in Stormheim, the Tidestone of Golganeth, that's in, I forget where that one is in, the Hammer of Khazgroth, which is in High Mountain, the Tears of Elune in Val'sharah, and then you have the Eye of Aman'Thul in Suramar. These items were used by the Titans to create Azeroth and are fundamental to Gul'dan's plan to control and overrun Azeroth. The Eye of Aman'Thul, in my opinion, again, is the most powerful of these objects. It has the power to not only change things, but it is the power to change time itself. And being that it is housed in Suramar, it's so connected to the Nightwell, it's downright scary. This item was actually created the Nightwell, and still being near that Nightwell, I think the power that it holds with Suramar is just it becomes the most integral of the 5, in my opinion. So why all this talk about Elune and whatnot? Again, the city of Suramar is so closely associated with the Temple of Elune, the Night Elf culture, and everything that's going on with that. With the Sundering, the Portal of Kil'jaeden, the casting of the Highborn into the Naga, this city will be central into a lot of the different storylines that we're going to encounter. It'll be fun to learn more about the Night Elf past. It'll be fun to learn more about who Queen Ashara was and Elisande and how this all plays together. As Belle was saying, though, it is probably one of the most beautiful and most well put together of all the different zones, and I can't wait to experience more of it than I've already had.
Yeah, there's not too much more to this video. I'll let you guys just kind of watch it play itself out, but I literally would like to live here. I'm hoping that at some point these NPCs will love us, because there's a lot of interaction with a lot of different NPCs in there. You can purchase from them once you started getting the reputation. So I'm hoping that at some point that this will just be, there's a part of the city that I couldn't actually go to because it's not friendly. Even though I have the mask that makes me a Nightborn, though, basically each little part is with those, you see the little eye above the guy's head, it's all over that one side. Me and Remedy went for the original video that I posted, and it was death. We probably died 13 times trying to get out of that little area. But as you see, I can't even go up there because the second I do, I'm going to get one shot. But yeah, this was beautifully made. I couldn't even handle myself going through this. What do you guys think as you're watching this?
One of the consumables, not to interrupt, is Arc Wine, and you can actually buy jugs of Arc Wine. I'm not real sure about drinking it and what maybe that will actually do. I mean, these people are dependent on this to survive forever, and yeah, they're selling it. That just kind of seems scary to me. That was my only thing I took from it.
The boat
I
ride
think
was
it looks
really
great.
nice too.
Yeah, I like how your water strider fell inside the boat.
Yeah, he did. He just doesn't even mind anything. But yeah, the boat rides, they go all throughout. I didn't even get to show you all the different canals that the boats, there's like 20 different boats that will take you in different directions. I didn't get to showcase all that, although I'll put the full version of this on the YouTube for just Suramar City, so if you guys want to check it out. But I just was super obsessed with the zone, so there's like 12 videos of the same zone, just different. Make sure you guys check out
it looks beautiful.
Make sure you guys check out the menagerie too, because that's a cool little zoo. Like there's, I think, 6 different displays of different animals in there, and it's only like a 10-minute long video, but it's really cool. So yeah, this is pretty much what we're dealing with. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to we've only been questing here for some time, so me and Remedy haven't even completed all the quests. We just came here because we needed it. I'm going to do World Quest videos to showcase what the World Quests are all about. But yeah, this is pretty much Jimma, did you get to check out Suramar in your adventure?
I have not. I've been just hanging out with all my pet battle homies, the different pet tamers, and met some other YouTubers in beta, but I have not made it to Suramar.
It's sadness. Bloke, you? Yeah. Any Suramar antics?
No Suramar antics, but I have been known on the odd occasion to sit in my shamanistic glass hall and let the ambient noise flow through my house.
The Maelstrom's really nice. They did a good job. All the halls.
To be honest, it's just as chilled as fuck, and I love it.
Yeah, they did. And you get to see other people, right? Like my lock hall's always full of people, which is what everybody's main complaint. Even though I loved the garrison, I didn't mind being there because it was mine, right? Now you're in an order hall, which is great. So you're sharing it with other people of your class, except now they don't even take their shoes off when they enter the order hall, right? There's nobody even cares. There's no respect for your home because you have to share it with others. But here's part of the canals.
But they improved on that, right? Like, even though most of the community didn't like garrisons, they left them in, but they kind of improved on some of those complaints. At least you do have those people around.
They took with it, they took from it and improved the major complaints. And then somebody had commented on the YouTube channel about the mission manager. It's just like garrison missions. It's actually not at all. A lot of the stuff that you're going to be getting is going to be pertinent to your artifact knowledge. And pertinent to even leveling because you get experience, but a lot of the stuff that you're given there is not just random junk, right? Like you're not going to get 20 freaking left sharks. It's important through your progression through Legion.
You're only going to get 5,
right? And you're going to acquire the books for your knowledge to upgrade your order hall to be able to have really cool things. Which once again in that video on the channel, I kind of highlight just some options that you get. But I think this is pretty much it. I probably just floated around to different random spots, but
that was a nice clean jump from boat to boat.
I know. So there, some of the stuff was
no secret sauce. You saw that.
So, what did he say? He's seen. Is that what
I've seen it.
Let's just move on. Let's not embarrass anybody on the show.
I synced it.
The stuff I cut out, I did sit at a lot of tables because I like to get the better view of what's going on the table, and I appreciate in this city all the food is different. It's not the normal food you usually see. Because it's Nightborn food. So I did appreciate the little elements that they did add there for the different food. As you see, there's lots of the little hookah things, which I guess those are also in Black Temple. I guess I never really paid attention, mostly because I was afraid of the working girls in there. I was afraid of getting caught in a brothel per se.
Making that bankroll.
But they
as well as poop. There's a lot of bong smoking going on in the next expansion.
And there's these little pods, right? There are these pods that are used for the Imperial, what I'm assuming, because they're Imperial guards. So I'm assuming that it's the the higher beings or the royalty of Suramar. They put them in the pods and they smoke their little hookah and they lift them up. And you see these Imperial guards carrying around these pods with what I'm assuming is royalty inside, which I thought was kind of neat. I'm just trying to figure out where I can get my hands on one of those. So hope you guys enjoyed that little walkthrough. That was some excellent lore from Lycan, of course. And yep, that was actually the end of the video. Well, alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to fill up that much information.
Yeah, no, and I cut a lot out. There was so much I explored. I cut a lot out to make the time for it. So, hope you guys enjoyed that little walkthrough of what is now my favorite part of all things Legion. So, Gemma
All
Banks.
the things.
What you got for
Hello,
us,
Belle.
Gemma Banks?
Well, I did talk last week about buying and selling companion pets, and I did say I'd have some beta information, so I do. World quests. So I guess you do have to process, like, where was I last episode, right? So last episode I was leveling, and I was, I think, 1 level away from max level. So the next day after last week's show, boom, 110, you unlock all your world quests. A lot of cool things going on, world quest-wise. But right now, for the segment, we care about the pet battles, right? You get 3 pet battles each day, and they all go towards Belle's favorite achievement or item that she's going to maybe unlock one day, the Pocket Pet Portal. So the achievement for the 3 world quests per day, you know, it's random. It's not in any type of order, and I have been living in beta and testing out these pet tamers, pet bosses, and there's so many. It's like, I don't know how you guys feel when an expansion comes, but it's like overload of just excitement. And this is just pet battles for me, right? So it's like, where do we start? What guides? What pets do we use for all these different pet tamers? And so the pet bosses, you know, there's a guy named Rocco, and you can't do any damage. You just have to survive his damage. And then after 10 rounds, he just dies, flat out kicks the bucket. It's over. It's kind of different and unique. I talked last week about Heliosis, where it was the phoenix bird. You kill it, turns into the egg, a mysterious egg, and you have 4 rounds to kill it. So Rocco was the only other one that I can think of that was really different as far as strategy goes or uniqueness. But the different pet tamers for the achievements, you can't just go fight them. You have to wait for them to become a world quest. So like there's Trapper Jaroon, or today was Robert Craig, and it's like, I know this may just sound like a bunch of jibbity jabber, but you have the choice to either, you know, power level pets, which I used to show. My videos for my channel would always be, you know, 2 pet strategies to help you get credit towards an awfully big adventure, or power level your pets. That's what it's all about, right? And now it's like, okay, you got these pet tamers, and there's an achievement, separate achievements to beat it with 3 critter pets, 3 undead pets. And some of them were easier. I'm like, yeah, I'm Gemma Banks, no problem. Some of these were friggin' hard. I sat there for like an hour on some of them, you know, and I want to get a clean clip. I'm like, Belle, I don't want anyone to DDoS my video. But I also, you know, it's hard to beat a team like, who was it the other day? It doesn't matter. You won't even, a lot of you aren't in beta yet. But some of the pet tamers, it's not so easy to just pick 3 critters and 3 beast pets. So I'm having a lot of fun experimenting those. Are you guys laughing at me, or is someone making fun of me?
Bloke is not allowed to Snapchat during the show. It should literally be illegal.
So, and I would agree with you on most topics, but Bloke is probably enjoying my segment so much, he's showing the world how happy he was. So can we at least give him the approval during my segment? It's okay?
Yeah, okay.
Let's not limit him, you know what I mean?
I am enjoying it. You inspire me every week with your words of encouragement.
And you inspire me. That's why I made the BlizzCon picture. Sorry to be to talk over you. My bad. But anyways, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. There's so many different pet tamers. Again, it's 3 a day, but shoot, they're fun. I made an article for the PDQ and made a video with commentary. And for me, there's just, again, so much overload of excitement because you want to get out these good pet guides for the community, but you know, some things will be altered a little bit, so I'm not going to spend too much time making these, you know, very detailed guides for the best teams because it could change when Legion launches. So really what I'm just doing is showing the community how I'm experiencing the content. So that's on Warcraft Pet Battles, and of course more articles to come on the PDQ. So yeah, just all that. That's what I'm talking about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's do have some stuff to talk about at the end, but nothing super serious. I'm going to share a link in chat. So we are giving a BlizzCon ticket away. If you're listening to this and you're not live, it's completely okay. I'll put the link in the description on the show so that those of you on iTunes can go to it. You can also find it on our Facebook page. You could find it on both the PDQ and the PWNCAST Twitter. So you can find everything you need there. But we are giving a BlizzCon ticket away. And the last day to enter the contest is going to be the 14th because I'm doing I'll be closing it at 5 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. Well, PST right now. But BlizzCon ticket, we're not giving you a plane ticket. I'm not giving you a hotel, and I'm not paying for your travel, but I will give you a BlizzCon tickets for you. The 15th is the last day to be able to, it ends, you can't change it before the 15th, you can't transfer the ticket. So the ticket, I do have it, I will physically transfer it to the winner. There's also a secondary prize, cool thing that Tahazu Designs makes. So make sure you guys go to that link, check it out if you're interested in being able to attend BlizzCon. Your ticket will be taken care of. So,
can I win it?
No, Pwnecast staff and family of Pwnecast are actually ineligible. So,
and if you're following Belle, unfollow her because we don't want any rumors starting.
I know. All of a sudden, somebody you know won a giveaway, and all of a sudden it's this giant conspiracy.
I shouldn't have brought that up because I was like, we didn't need to mention that, but you were just talking about it for your week, and then I bring it up again. I've experienced that before with previous giveaways too.
We know a lot of people, so I would imagine at some point somebody we know that would win. But all my contests are done randomly. There's an add-on for. There's an app that does it for me, so I don't.
Now, if Huge Bloke wins that ticket or Jimma Banks wins it, you guys should be suspicious. But it's going to one of you.
Something is not going to be the thing. So I know poor Dad's like, I didn't even do anything. Yeah, they were like, well, you follow him. I'm supposed to follow him. It's rude to get a follow on Twitter and to not follow back. It's rude.
Not necessarily.
If you follow me on Twitter and you're not a spam Twitter to try to sell me Ray-Bans, I follow back because it's rude.
Or automatically post up
they're really nice Ray-Bans.
Yeah, or tweet me some weird shit about shoes you're selling. I don't care what shoes you're selling. I just want to tweet to you, not shoe-related things. So let's talk about Air Max 95s. Let's talk about our week in WoW. Lycan, what'd you do this week in WoW? What did
I do? Lots and lots of Legion. I can't say enough about the quest lines, the stories that are in it. It's sorry, but it's fucking fabulous.
Whoa!
As you go through,
my!
It feels more immersive than any other expansion I've ever played. It feels that I'm in control, that I can change things. I've already made a change to my order hall. You know, the Death Knights. You know, you go out and you do this quest, and they sent you to this quest, and you have to get this item and take it to this person and look at it. I'm not going to give it away because it's a really good item, a really good quest rather. But when you're done, they give you the item to take back to your order hall, and it's now sitting in the corner of my order hall. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. It's awesome. It's not only are you changing, like the garrison's okay. Yeah, I could put this trophy up or that trophy up, and that was pretty cool, and it was just mine. But even though these other people are in there, I'm actually adding to what the order hall looks like. So it feels like I'm making a difference, and it's more personalized, even though it's shared by everybody else.
Great.
So I did a lot of that. I went back and I started trying to get my Druid up to level 100, just because I want some of the Druid artifact weapons.
I want the hall. The Dream Grove is beautiful.
Oh yeah, and go in and see the barrows.
You want to catch them all?
It's not what I said, in fact.
But to go see the barrows dens and to see the barrow, I'm ignoring them.
Thank you.
But to go in and see go in and see the barrows dens that are there in the order hall, it was something I wanted to go see. So I'm slowly but surely going around. Remember, you got those elixirs of ancient knowledge that are up on the auction house. If they're a little too expensive right now, but they're running about 3,200 on Argent Dawn, which really is not too bad. Go around, do all the damn bonus events, except for killing that last character. Go get 3 of those things, and you can go from 91 to 100 within...
Yeah, you only need 3.
Within an hour.
Well, I might have used 4.
Yeah. But once you've got it all set up and you don't have to kill them, all you got to do is just jump around from each place, kill that one thing, collect that one item, and boom, you've already got...
One potion per map.
Yeah, it's like 210,000 experience off each one. So it's definitely worth it. Outside of that, really, that's it. I've been, like I said, I'm doing my mount runs. Still haven't gotten any of the mounts that I expected, and just living, the beta right now. Yeah, the beta, man. I'm loving it. It is really pretty cool.
Sir Bloke, outside of diaper duty and boopy juicers, what have you done in World of Warcraft lately?
Wow, I have been doing all the things as per usual: the mounts, the farmings, the achievements.
Any fun mounts or achievements you've acquired?
Oh, look, I got a pretty good one the other day.
Tell
mate
him.
Jim there would be pretty happy about. See, I wasn't lying before when I said that he had inspired my pet battleness. And I took his sagely advice and I went out there to the Celestial Tournament and I kicked it in the butt. I was going to say something.
I know it's your
I thought you
week.
were going to say
Wow,
balls,
sorry
and
to-
I'm in. So let's.
With balls?
I offered help to him, like, bloke, you need any help for this tournament? Let me know. He didn't need my help. He just went and beat the tournament.
That's it. I took the advice. I have been paying attention, even if I do send some random Snapchats every now and then. But yeah, no, I got in there and I did it, and I'm pretty stoked. And now I've got to go back and do it 3 more times and get the other pets and stuff.
Pain in the ass, ain't it?
And then yeah, like I said, I jumped in Legion for a wee bit, and I had every intention of actually going out and doing some exploring and playing, and then and Tiny Bloke decided he was going to wake up. So instead of using YouTube and putting on like nursery rhymes or calm, soothing music, like I said, I sat in my water hall, which was the maelstrom, and just had that ambient water noise and a bit of wind and stuff like that. Bang, he was gone. He was out in like 10
all you
minutes.
need, man.
See, Legion doing its job all over the place and hasn't
The
even got
Legion
it.
Soundtrack.
It's beautiful.
That's it.
The music's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I've been having pretty quiet weeks in WoW lately. It's always good though, even if I'm just logging in to do my garrison, I can jump in and have a bit of a chinwag to the guys in the guild who are they're
What the
ramping
fuck
up.
is a chimwag?
I was going to say a little bit of what?
Huh?
Oh,
We don't
really,
do that here.
guys?
I
I mean, we
barely
can-
learned what a singlet and a nappy was. So what is a fucking chimwag?
A chinwag, a bit of a chat, bit of a talk.
Oh, okay.
With mates.
A chimwag.
Listen, we have a hard enough time
Chimwag.
understanding what a boot is. Please
Chimwag
give
is
us some
something you
predictive.
should do in the privacy of your own home, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Work on your chin.
Yeah, no, I could see how you could think that. We got a different name for that, but that's in next week's episode. Yeah, no, the Knights of the Dark Age are working heartily behind the scenes to gear up for Legion, much like the Riders are. They're growing in numbers and getting all excited and keeping track of the show to see what they have to be doing. And it's always nice. I can jump on there and even if I'm just hanging around in the garrison, just there's people to talk to because everyone's slowly starting to come back to the game. So it's an exciting time. Like that hype is building just immensely and rapidly. And
From all
I'm
the
pumped for it.
chum wagging or chin wagging or whatever.
Yeah, but that's starting to hurt.
Chum is a whole different
That's
thing.
building
right?
hype and probably chafing. It sounds like that could be. I can't deal with your
The-
fucking hat. Can you?
Why? It's beautiful.
Because it's very mesmerizing would be the word. Jimma Banks, what did you do this week?
What a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine.
What?
Oh, we talking teams? I had a great time in Legion. Of course, we went over it. Last week was the big dinging of level 110. And here's the thing. I have my, some transmog weapons, and there's that one staff from the Siege of Orgrimmar. It's got the little eyeball. And when I rock it with my monk currently in game now, the eyeball's hidden. It's like the eyeball's on my back. What are we talking about there, right? In Legion, it's fixed. The eyeball is looking around at you, and it's just, those small improvements, it's what makes Warcraft. So pardon?
Is it a whispering eye?
It's not a whispering eye.
Oh,
Okay.
sad day. The Whispering Eye is amazing.
Is it?
You guys know what a whispering eye is, right?
I would
No.
hope so.
Let me know.
Okay.
Is it like a chinwag?
I'll draw you a
No.
picture later, honey.
Yay! I'm excited for that. So,
Oh my
of
God.
course,
Picture
all,
proof.
mostly just Legion. Mostly just Legion gameplay. Been still logging into regular WoW, of course, sending off my followers, and but 100% Legion. We questing. I've debated even leveling up another character, but these world quests are so much fun. And I was kind of disappointed because I was making other tunes for Legion Beta, and someone already took the name Woof Woof and Meow Meow,
Aw.
so I had to make Woofy Woof. It was there. So if you're trying to
There you
make characters and you need Woof Woof or Meow Meow, it's gone. Sorry, but I made a Blowcast picture. That was a lot of fun. So
That was
I've seen
hot,
that.
and I've actually got that as my wallpaper on my PC. Right
Good. Well,
Wow, what the vanity in this scenario is real.
Well, I think
Meanwhile,
we all-
I have his wife on my phone, right?
When you look this good, it's hard not to.
He
I'll
has
tell you that much.
himself, and I, in fact, have Bloke's wife on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, just while we're throwing those out there for those playing at home, there's my phone, and you can see it's one penicorn dressed as a drag queen.
This is why we shouldn't be allowed things like Snapchat.
That's not all out.
Secret sauce. What did you do?
Yeah, thank you for saving me. What did you do, Sauce?
So I actually finally got to get into the starter quest of Legion since it glitched on me.
On Sauce? Are you
And
doing this on Sauce?
On secret. And so I said, screw it. I got to work for the next 5 days. So I finally got back on, and as soon as I got into play, servers were shutting down. I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me. So I did the initial quest. It's pretty long. Holy is actually kind of weird, since they changed a lot of it. But it was cool. It was interesting. My computer ran it a little bit better than I anticipated.
Nice.
But still, that's in the works. Same stuff, just gearing up my alts. And I actually started leveling my Warlock. Straight Demonology.
Well, that's not
Yes,
too
I
terrible.
will. Yeah.
Demonology's
I
fun to play in Legion, so.
Yeah, it looks really neat.
Yeah.
Did challenge mode today, a lot harder than I anticipated. So I was gonna do that tomorrow. However, they are forcing me to go to work now, and it is what it is. I'm all about that
Not
real
this
money,
guy.
that real cheddar. So yeah, I'll be back in next week. Maybe tonight since I have to stay up now. So yeah, nothing really big on me. Got spammed in my email by all the raid applications. However, mine got denied for some weird
I
reason.
thought it would be funny to deny yours just because
I was
reasons.
like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I read a lot of them.
Yet?
Huh?
You get mine?
I don't have anything to do with that's all secret. I don't deal with the raid stuff.
That's right. I don't have to apply because I'm automatically tanked.
Negative
Okay,
Ghost Rider. Everybody has to apply.
I would have
But
applied,
he's an
but I got
officer.
shut down because of my ping conditions.
Even
right.
officer. Hey, those questions were great questions. We're setting the bar, guys, for a different progression here. We're raising the standards. Okay.
If I
I'm
join the
listening
raid
to
team,
some
I'm just
of the
going to get
stats.
thrown off anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
You can get thrown off by me, so
I'll get thrown
I'll
off by
get
Bell.
thrown out because I'll be lagging in the background.
Hold on. First of all, let me tell you what happens. Okay.
Oh, whoa.
So when Bell, as you call this person, Bell, when Bell has to make really crappy decisions because the tank is grumpy for an entire month because he's sick of wiping, Bell has to make those decisions. Lycan was
I
a
am
grumpy
grumpy.
tank. You were a very grumpy
I
tank.
am a very grumpy tank, especially when you have.
You ain't got to tell me you're preaching to the choir. I already know. So
At least I don't rage quit.
Yes,
true.
let this out here, guys. No more
that's true.
PG-13.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. We did. Well, I didn't rage quit, but we did have a tank that rage quit in the middle of the raid. He was literally like, "Fuck this, I'm out." And we were like, "Oh,
Yep.
alrighty, okay then.
Fine.
Thank you for coming along to the raid."
thank you for your participation.
It was pretty funny.
No, I'm actually happy, that people are, for the most part, taking the application serious.
Yeah.
It's something different, and I get to see people's point of view, especially on the whole, what's their biggest flaw. I have my own. So, Belle, you got to read mine, because since I raid lead, I have to look at everybody and see what everyone else is doing, and then I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. So, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all hopefully learn from them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Now I know everyone's talking about Bloke's hat, nice hat, but I want to say the secret sauce. You have a nice hat. I like it.
Because it's, it's All-Star Weekend, or week actually, but whatever.
That electric chair thing for The Simpsons is something I have thought about here on this situation. I feel like one day we should just all go at it and just have a big, all kinds of FUs flying all over the place.
So we'll get Bod to record us, and when we're all at BlizzCon, we'll just have a battle royale.
It's true. We're gonna do it. So my week in WoW consisted of, I did spend a lot of time in regular WoW, but I also spent equal amount of time in Legion. So to that end, a couple things that I want to talk about that we have going on in the guild. So obviously we are looking for raiders, right? Ideally, it would be great if we had 2 progression teams. It's important to note that when it comes to the Riders of Rohan, we have hardcore and we have casual. So if you just want to go and get some normal gear, maybe eventually work your way up to heroic, we have that throughout the week, and it's sign up. You just sign up and go. There's no need for tryouts or anything. We want to make sure we have that casual. Aja usually runs those raids, and she gets help from some of the other officers. With this, it's teaching, right? Our idea behind it is to be able to teach you, maybe teach you how to tank, put you in a role you've never used before, and then progress into the main progression team as we need spots filled. So we do offer that, and then we're also doing RBGs. This does not mean you have to, you can't be a new writer and decide you're looking for a raid team or you're looking for some place to hang out. Come and roll a level 1 on Argent Dawn and see if you like it. Hang out with the guild. Come hang out in our guild group. Do guild things and see if it's something that strikes your fancy if you're looking for a home. If you're happy where you're at, cool. We're happy for you. This is just people. I don't like poaching. So just want a disclaimer. Please do not leave your current great guild that you love. This is for people that are looking for a home. I only steal people sometimes, guys.
You only steal people with under 250 MS.
No. We let you raid with us in Argent Crusade gear, sir.
And how did that turn out?
It wasn't very great, but it was good. We did a thing. But no, seriously, if you want either the casual or you're looking for the more hardcore, either way we'll accommodate you. So if you're interested, feel free to seek one of us out. You could stalk me.
I think now I know why you're so skeptical about Jima. Yeah, because I'm great at a lot of things, but based on bloke and liking, you're questioning is another Pwnecast member the same as those guys?
Yeah, we've set a pretty low benchmark, all right? So if you can just go ahead and keep under that.
It's valid. So that's what we have going on in Riders. We've got lots of stuff. We brought on new officers preparing for Legion. I do the normal pre-expansion stuff for the guild is pretty much how I spend my time in locking everything down. I do want to talk about some stuff that we have going on for Pwnecast. Obviously, I did link the contest earlier. Yeah. Make sure you get in, do what you need to do. You have until the 14th to be able to go and like all the things and follow all the things. Also, I'm sure you guys have seen the postings. We are looking for writers for some of the other games that we do have for news. Obviously, this is a World of Warcraft podcast, so we're not going to talk about those other games, but if you're interested, go to be a part of PDQ on the PwnecastDailyQuest.com site and look at what we're looking for, because we are looking for all the other games, but the game that shall not be named, because we have a great writer for that. So putting that out there, but something I'm super excited about. So for a really, really long time, I've wanted forums on the PDQ. There's forums everywhere, right? Here has a forum, there has a forum, everywhere has a forum. My mom has a forum. Forums are just the way we communicate in the type of games that we play. I thought, how cool would it be if PDQ had forums where our staff were the moderators so that they could also help answer questions. Questing help, PvP help, achievement help, titles, pet battles, the whole 9. This is in the works. I am actively working on it. I'm hoping to have it launched. What is today? Monday. I'm hoping to have it launched by Wednesday. I would like some of you to be beta testers. I would like you to help me beta test the forums, the way that they work, posting topics, responding to topics, and really making it great and helping me. If you're interested in becoming a forum beta tester, that would be great. If you could find a way to get a hold of me, you can email me at bell@pwnecast.net or just figure out a way to get a hold of me. But I am looking for people who are interested in beta testing the forums. So, and the forums, we have all games. We're not just designating WoW, it's all the games. But specifically, I'm probably going to use World of Warcraft as the main testing avenue right now to make sure that everything functions. We're going to be able to do what we need to do with it. But I'm super excited about the forums because it's another way we get to give you our input outside of the show and outside of the channel. We get to help people, and there can be banter and getting to know each other and that kind of thing for the PwnecastDailyQuest.com. So that's pretty much what's going on in Pwnecast Land. And DitchCon, guys, DitchCon funded. We're just waiting for some of the surveys so that we can get started, but we're planning, guys. Avalon Ballroom, first floor of the Hilton, right? This is prime real estate. It's right off the lobby. Oh, how excited are we for twerking?
I've been taking dance classes
from Rihanna.
I mean,
work.
No.
I mean, since she's out in Toronto
more
now,
like
anyways.
Shana Paul.
Oh, you know what I wanted to do, guys? We had people on our iTunes. We had some people give us reviews that I didn't read last month, and I'm really terrible about that. I'm really sorry. So we had 2 people that gave us 5. There's more that I can't see, and I don't know why I can't see them. It says we have 20. I can only see 14. I don't know what's going on there. But Irish Hodson on June 28th, 5 stars. You guys help me get through the week and help me support my habit of too much WoW. It's always good to listen to people keeping it real about Warcraft. Keep doing what you're doing. Love, Irish. I'm pretty sure that's
Nice.
Corey. Maybe. And then another 5-star from maybe Stevan. It's not spelled Steven. It's spelled Stevan. Stevanis. Not really sure, guys. I'm really bad with names.
It's dark.
Really bad with English in general.
June 28th, I enjoy the banter between the cast members. I also enjoy information about the game that we love and play. Being older, I mean family, career, housework, and the dreaded laundry, do not have a lot of time to devote to gaming, so I play the one I love. That's one of the biggest reasons I listen every week. I quit listening to some others because it was a lot of non-WoW related talk. I will look into all of the videos that are being created for Legion. I can do the research about the game away from my computer. Thank you. So, wanted to give a shout out to those guys that gave us a 5-star review, and I love that people drive home the point.
There you go.
That, I know that was a struggle, guys. Words, the later
Training wheels came off.
I love that people continuously tell me that we do the right thing by not discussing other games. So I like that I keep getting that reinforcement when these guys try to pull back and try to talk about some shit that's not World of Warcraft. And then I get an influx of people who are like, I love that you guys are just World of Warcraft on the show. So that being said, guys, thank you for just making my point for me, because that is the reason I love you. So with that being said, what?
With that being said, OverwatchDailyQuest.com will be coming up soon.
I'm sorry, I was busy playing Pokemon.
God,
Yo,
fucks,
Pokemon
man.
Go. No, can we go into overtime? Let's give the fans what they want. Another hour and a half. Let's put in overtime.
An hour and a half?
I have real life, dude.
First of all, I have to pee, so there's that. And unless
you guys go do your thing. We'll stay here.
I have ice, so you guys can hear the ice.
We know we hear it every time you take a drink.
I know.
Make
time.
my mark.
That's right, Secret Sauce. Tell them. There'll be ice cubes in the game after you, named after you.
I do want to say thank you to everybody's support. Your guys' support over the last 2 years has meant a lot, and it's allowed us to grow, and it's allowed us to be able to find better ways to be able to entertain and bring you the things that you guys need. And I am super, super excited and humbled that you still, every week, you spend an hour and a half with us, and I want to thank you guys for keeping that tradition and for being with us as long as you guys have. And if you guys are new, welcome to the family, and I'm going to apologize in advance.
There you go.
I'm pretty happy.
This level of awesomeness.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here because we have things, and I think Bloke has somewhere to be, and I promised his wife he wouldn't be late. So let's not make Mrs. Bloke mad because I love her. But yeah, we're gonna get on out of here.
Mrs. Bloke scares the living piss out of me.
She scares me as well.
For nothing.
But we're going to get on out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We love all of you except for you. And you know who I'm talking about.
You know.
That's right.
I do.
Suck fish.
Damn right.
Everything is moved on my bar. Stuff happened.
We are the super friends.
Somebody stole my Hawkeye. I think it was the miniature child. I think Ming stole mine.
Can we not talk about non-related stuff? WoW-related
Is
stuff?
that WoW-related?
You guys are
I don't
such
think it's
trolls.
WoW-related.
We're not trolls. We're reinforcing the awesome rules.
Right? We're not allowed to talk about WoW stuff. You can't talk about WoW.
I'm not telling everyone.
Okay,
where I'm
first
going
of all,
after the
Nate,
show.
you look like Optimus Prime. Like, you're...
Piss off!